Hi there, my name is nigelargriffiths, Power Systems Advanced Energy Support in Europe. In this part 2 we'll be installing SUSE SLES 11.3 on a Power machine. Part of a series of Linux on Power for AIX people, making sure you do it the easy way, but we still set it up ready for server activity. There's a URL here for Part 1 that will explain our particular configuration and a whole lot of other considerations. Watch that movie first. Here's the configuration we're going to be using. Linux in the middle here, we'll be using a virtual network to both our VO servers and having C failover so that we have redundancy, but Linux isn't involved. We'll be booting off 2 DVDs, we'll be explaining that in a moment. We won't be using the HMC vterm console, but we'll be using a PuTTY session to the HMC and then using the vtmenu. This means that the graphics will work properly when we're doing the install. We've got two connections to the two VO servers here. These VO servers are the same as the ones up in here. I just split them up for this diagram to make it simpler. With the dual path to the VO servers, we're using at the back end shared storage pool because this gives us a whole load of features that we really like. First of all, the VO servers will do the mirroring, so we don't have to get into that in the Linux. Then we're going to have disaster recovery because we can have mirroring between two disk subsystems at the back. These two disk subsystems are V7000s in our case, but any disk device that's compatible with the VO server can be supported using this shared storage pool. Also gives us things like snapshots, for example, and live partition mobility is there by default. Recently, if we have Power 8 machines installing SUSE 11.3, we have a slight hiccup. What will happen is the installer will give us this message, can't allocate memory for kernel image, fairly early on in this install. If you get that, go to this AIX blog, the tiny URL is here, and look for a blog with this title. It will tell you all the information you need to know. Very briefly, we have to install from a new media this mini ISO image, about 300 megabytes. That will actually get us through the hiccup. We then have to hand it to the regular SUSE 11 media so that it finds all the 4 gigabytes of RPMs from there. Very nicely, if we're using virtual DVD and we have set up two of them with the boot off the mini one and the next one is the media, you'll actually automatically find that and carry on the install. Okay, we're going to log into our HMC. Here we go. I'm on the VT menu. On the Emerald, so that's a 1. And I want VM24. Here we go. 11. Okay, that will wait now until I start up my virtual machine. I'll go to the HMC and do that now. Okay, I'll activate it. I'll actually stop it in SMS. I could be quick and just type the 1 at the right time. And there we go. Nice and quick on a Power 8 box. 5 for boot options. I want to decide where to install from. You'll notice this list is a bit shorter than it was. We've removed floppy disk drives and IDE interface disks. But let's just do 5 all, see what we got. This LPAR was running something in Behast, so I'll probably have a disk set up. But I want to boot off the CD-ROM. That's currently the second one. I want to go for this one here too. That has the boot device in it, and then 3, the second one, has the SUSE media, the regular 4 gig ISO image. Normal boot, and yes, I'm sure. Saw a little propeller running a little bit, and it's booted up. Okay, there we go. I'll hit the space character because I think that tends to stop it where it is. Okay, install c equals 1 and c password equals whatever your favorite is, and we'll hit the enter. Easy, 1, 2, 3. Must have at least 8 characters, okay, that's why I didn't like it. So, ABC 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, I don't want that. I want to give it an address, okay. 2.24. 24. If I don't give it the 24, then I think it'll ask me for the mask. That's the other way of doing it. IP address of the gateway. Okay, I'm going to use a VNC viewer. Good website here, access. I'll start my Ultra VNC. I've got the right address in here and :1, as it says :1 here. So we'll connect. This is looking good. Let's talk to something at the other end. ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, that came up on the other screen, so let's pull it back here. And we got some color problems in here, so I find that if I go take the colors down a notch, that looks a bit better. And it's zoomed over here again. Okay. Language, American. I don't think so. Okay. Keyboard, proper English. I agree to the license terms. You'll have to make up your own mind. And okay. Media check. No, this is a virtual DVD. I'm pretty sure it was the same as last time. So we're going to skip that. We have multipath hardware. Yep, 2 VO servers. Do you want to activate multipath? Yes. New installation? Yes. That's good. Include add-on properties from social media? No. Okay. United Kingdom? Yep. Partitioning information here. It's going for the Gnome Desktop. Generally programmers like KDE, but you have to be careful what I say. And 2.6 gig to install. That's good. Confirm I agree to my license and install. This bit is taking surprisingly long, actually. Installing the boot manager. There we go. So here we go for the reboot. The VNC gets rather confused at this point, but if we pull this away, we can see the original BT terminal emitter over putty. Giving us the boot prompt, should just carry on in a couple of seconds. Did you nice positive feeling? Yep, that's what we thought we were doing. It's loading the kernel dump stuff here. Hopefully we're not going to have to deal with that, but it's good to know it's there. Okay, suggest we can go back to VNC at this point. Okay, I had to restart my VNC viewer. Same connection as before, same password, and so it's continuing. It's going to go through these processes down here. So on the left, right, password for root user. Test keyboard layout. Proper English. Good. Password's too simple. Yeah, just get on with it. Hostname's correct. Change hostname with that. No. Nope. No DHCP in my computer room. Okay, we have the firewall enabled by default. I guess that's a good idea. SSH port blocked. Let's open that up. Remote administration is open, so I'm already using it, so that's good. Don't want to close that. This looks good. Enabled, proxy disabled. Okay, good. Most of my partitions don't have direct access to the internet, so I won't do this. I'm just trying to connect back to SUSE so they can do updates and things. So I'll say skip it this time. Okay, I haven't paid my license fees for this one yet, so again I'm going to skip the configuration of this stuff in here. Local password file sounds good. Ooh, Windows. Okay, that'll do me. It wants to create a simple user, so I'll do that now. Full name. Oh, I'm Nigel, I think. And it's been called NAG when I've logged in, and type in a nice simple password. You'll complain that's way too simple, but that'll do fine for now. Yep, okay, it's too simple. I know. Okay, so here's the release notes, so you can at your leisure browse through these. I think I'd rather look at those on the internet, but they're there if you want them, or if you want to check something. Detecting printers. You're not going to have a lot of luck there, so we'll skip that. Now this AutoYast is for automatic network building, and it will create you a file that will install further machines exactly the same settings. That does take a little while to actually create that file, so in this case I'll switch it off. Okay, here we go. We got our login prompt. And we're in. Okay, by default the terminal is set to Linux, but I'm of course using PuTTY, which knows about X terminal, so I'll change that, and we'll go into YAST, and we'll see nice borders and things like that. So the next thing we want to do is go down to security, and I want to switch off the firewall briefly. Startup enable. Okay, we want to go here, disable. Okay, we come out, tab. Alright, now let's see if we can. I started another session or two, so see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not sure if I did that right. Okay, and now we have at least a desktop. Let's run YAST 2. And we have the graphics running. Okay, and we've got some color issues. Let's turn down the number of colors slightly. And drag it over to my other screen. There we go. And we should things working a little bit better. Okay. Now let's go to security. Framework, yeah, firewall. And we can enable the firewall starting. We can start it now. Okay. And we want to go to interfaces. Oh, allow services. Here we go. So we've got the VNC server ports there. VNC add. And what else we got? VNC mini HTTP server. No, don't need that. Okay, that should be okay. Viewers can connect. That's the one we want. Alright, next. And finish. And if this is working properly, we've still got a user interface running. Okay. Now we have VNC running, and we're good to go. Now you may have noticed we have pretty low function graphics working here, AIX Windows. That's because it's using the default VNC Window Manager TWM. But the only thing it does is if you do a left click, we can start up a new terminal. Not very intelligent. You click on here and then you can stretch the window to make it bigger if you like, but that's about it. You can change the size of the font as well. Not very exciting. And we actually installed Gnome, which has got a lot more going for it, or you could have wanted KDE, for example. So how do you actually change that? Well, if you go to your home directory, I'm the root user here, and we edit a file called .vnc, a hidden directory, X startup. So here it is. This has started the default Windows in here and the TWM. So if we comment that out and add in instead user bin gnome, let's try and spell it right, gnome. then we'll be okay, and we'll start up in the GNOME interface. If you did KDE, put in start KDE, one word, all lowercase, and you'll be okay. You do have to restart your X Windows session, your VMC session here, to activate this. And I've got a worked example here. There we go, and then we'll find, again, they've got a nice colour background. I'll go to a solid to save all this psychedelic nature of it. But if we then go in here, we've got all the standard things you have with SUSE Linux, and we got different backdrops in here as well. We've got something behind here? Yeah, it's all behind here. We've got the regular user interface, just as you would have with a PC or a laptop. And that's it for this movie. Part 3 will be looking at some of those interesting Linux applications which are really easy to get installed working with Linux, but can be quite tricky with AIX. Hope that'll give you the confidence to give it a good start and avoid lots of mistakes that I've made in the past.